What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Sensational Locks, and I am back with another video. And hopefully this video clears up some statements that I've made in my past video that I felt were still very clear, because let me just say, I'm gonna say the same thing, but I feel like maybe a demonstration needs to come along with this so that it's better explained. What am I talking about? What is she rambling about now? I'm talking about how I semi-freeform. And so when I semi-freeform, I told you guys all that I do is I separate my roots. I do not allow them to merge. Other than that, I leave my hair alone. There have been a lot of people who don't really understand what I mean by separating the roots, or they're like, how are you separating the roots? What is it that you're doing? I think I can show you guys. I literally mean I have my fingers in my roots and I can feel where the parts of my locks should be. I started my own locks, so I did all of the parting freehand with these hands. Even if you didn't do your parting and your grids are not, you know, perfect. My grid is not perfect. You should still be able to achieve this by filling up the length of your lock and filling where the patch should start, right? Yeah, maybe not right. Maybe that doesn't make sense. I also want to acknowledge that I've been doing my own hair for years. Since I was a young girl, I've been doing other people's hair for the same amount of time. I love hair. That's one of the skills that I possess, is doing hair. And I know that not everybody, you know, has those same skills. And so some of the things that I'm able to do and achieve with my hair on my own, some people might actually need assistance with. But I do feel like some of these things are still fairly easy enough that you should be able to accomplish them on your own if you really give it a try and continue to practice at doing it. But if you don't feel confident, then still go ahead, seek a professional, or maybe just seek a friend, somebody else's eyesight to help you through it. So I did take the time to have my husband get with me up in my hair so that we can zoom in and you guys can see my roots. I'm exposing myself so y'all can see my roots and you guys can see how I actually go in and I separate. So without further ado, let's take a look at that. My hair is thick and my roots are pretty full, so you don't immediately see my parts, but because I do this process often, my parts are pretty well defined. Notice how I use my fingertips to feel for the part, kind of gently smoothing the new growth out of my way. I trace the parts with my fingers, and when I feel strands that don't belong in the lock that I'm working on, I do my best to find their home without causing too much breakage. Other people I've seen will quite literally pop the strands, and I find that to be very harmful, so I do not recommend. The parts aren't always going to be comb straight. They never were for me. My main objective is to keep each lock separate from the others, from root to tip. I don't allow the new growth to merge to the next lock, and that is how I separate my roots. I really hope that helped clear up some of the confusion or added some clarity, you know, to the process of how I semi-freeform by just simply separating my roots. Again, this is a process that I do all the time, really sometimes mindlessly. I have that kind of hand in hair syndrome, and it works for me. Anytime that I find that breakage, like I've discussed in some of my other videos, I'll link above and below, I am able to repair those. But if you are not skilled in that same nature, where you aren't comfortable using the crochet, then definitely seek a professional to help you with any breakage that you might have and make sure that they are, you know, repairing that for you. Again, hope this video was helpful. If so, make sure you give it a like. Leave me a comment if you have questions, or if you want to let me know what you want me to discuss next time, because I'm obviously reading those comments, responding to your comments, and I want to make sure that we keep things clear in the lock community as best as possible. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because like, why haven't you? And I'll see you guys in the next video.